Okay, this is a real question because I would like to actually know. But what could vegans possibly do to convince you to stop eating meat?
Stop talking about it.
Yeah, stop talking. That's like Morgan Freeman about racism.
Yeah.
He's like, stop talking about it.
Yeah. If they can cook for me every day.
They have to cook for you?
Yeah, because maybe they do it better.
I mean, what's something they could say to you? Or how could they like...
Oh, like how do... That's how they could convince me.
It is good. Okay, for example, if you've ever had Indian vegetarian or vegan
sure,
food,
yeah.
it's freaking
It's bomb.
excellent.
Yeah, right.
Chinese Buddhist food, vegetarian, fire.
They know how to do it.
Yeah.
If you know how to do it, but you'll never make a steak, so just deal with it. Cope harder, right? Like stop.
Yeah.
You made jackfruit steak or whatever you think it is. It's not a steak.
Yeah.
But do you think in the future vegans will be fine with like lab-grown meats that are like healthier, cheaper, and tastier?
That's what I want to know because it's coming.
What the vegans I know are not okay with lab-grown meat.
Well, they're square.
But isn't it more like a it's a lifestyle, it's like a philosophy, right? So it's not like a diet choice.
Because there are some vegans that don't even like eating vegetables that simulate meat.
Oh, jeez.
Because then you're simulating the brutality that, you know what I mean?
Oh, shut up!
I swear that's like a real thing. Yeah, it's a real like.
God, you're so bored.
Yeah, for real.
How boring is your life?
So
because
their whole thing is like, I'm gonna try to convince you by showing you that this is animal slavery and all that, right? And I'm be like, I don't give a They'll never win my heart that way, ever. It won't work.
I think for me, the only way that I would be convinced is like you said, if they're not talking about it, and I'm jealous of how happy they are, and they're not letting me in on the secret.
Your curiosity peaks because they're not talking about
You know what I mean? Like if I saw a group of people that were happy as shit and they loved their life, and they weren't wanting to tell me what the trick was, and I found out it was veganism, then I would do it.
That's true, because what makes me love to roast vegans is how forceful they are, how obnoxious they are. They're like Westboro fucking Baptist church. They have to try to force their beliefs down your throat. They call you, and they all seem so upset.
And like Westboro, they can twist any conversation into vegan stuff. It's like we're talking about something random, like we're talking about Star Wars, and like Star Wars is for and I'm like, oh Jesus, dude, why?
You love the Westboro people.
I don't like how they make it their personality. I don't like how they preach it. It's like, that whole scene, they're obnoxious, man.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. It's kind of like, let's say you see this church and everyone's really having a great time and they're solid people and every single person you meet out of this church are just like, you guys are good fucking folks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I'll actually hang out with you. Yeah.
It's kind of like
and if they have cool data, right? If like, if there's like, if they've like been really cool and they're super happy, and then you like try to go learn about them because you're curious, and like, yeah, nobody here dies of cancer. Everybody lives till 120.
Like the Amish.
Everybody's got six packs.
Right.
Yeah.
You're just like, wait a minute. I'm kind of curious.
It's got to be like outside in versus like them forcing you.
Because that's how I feel about the Spartan community. If you ever done a Spartan race,
yeah.
Everyone's so fucking friendly,
they're
dude.
really freaking
like,
cool.
you get cramps and shit, every person would stop by and be like, bro, I got some salt. You need this? You need a mustard packet? And like, I just thought after one race, you're like, oh, I love this shit. I'm gonna keep doing it.
Everybody's boosting each other over the obstacles.
So that's like, it's kind of got that inviting space where like, oh, dude, this I want to do.
Yeah.
Vegan? I mean, from the moment, man, I remember going to a vegan coffee shop and I was asking questions about the fucking brownie that they had because I was curious. And the barista bitch was like trying to like, it's vegan. It's like,
Don't even worry about it. There's no animal products in there. Like, I didn't even ask that shit. I said, is there nuts in it?
Cruelty free.
yeah, she was just being a bitch. And I was like, damn, dude, why
There's,
are vegans so fucking mean?
The reason I was asking was because there's a huge story that there was this one vegan restaurant that was having trouble surviving because not enough people are eating there. So they decided to implement also meat-based products on the side. So like that way more people could eat at this restaurant. But because they did that, all their vegan customers protested and decided to boycott them, and the restaurant went under.
Because it's not just a diet, right? It's a whole religion.
Yeah.
Like it's like they're protesting against something.
Yeah.
And I think that's a difference.
So
It's
because
not
they were
like-
trying to be more inclusive in order to like make it as a restaurant, their own consumer base destroyed them.
Plus, a couple years ago, I remember all the tuber scums. Everyone watched some documentary, and then it like every tuber scum like was like, "I'm trying vegan and whatever," and then they all just slowly destroyed each other by the purity test.
Conspiracy.
Conspiracy. And they all were doing the purity test on each other, and like they were all, you know, when they're watching each other's videos now, they're like, is that a leather bag or whatever? It turned into like just like we're gonna eat each other alive, and they slowly picked each other off until everyone gave up.
Right.
It was the best.
There was a restaurant down my street called Zinc, and it was only vegan. Did not survive. Got bought out by a Korean company.
And now it's Korean barbecue.
No, it's just burgers, sandwiches, meat, and everything, and it's busier. Now it's way busier.
Same thing happened at Hart House. Kevin Hart's vegan burger place. They went under, right?
Did it already?
Yeah, it was like the
just
first
came out.
I know.
Holy
it was like
shit.
the first drive-through like vegan fast food, wasn't it?
I'm not quite sure.
They were in Hollywood and stuff.
I heard of
They're
it.
gone now.
But I would never believe veganism or vegetarian is actually healthy. Because after my old roommate, passed away, you know what I'm saying? And she was pure vegetarian. She still had stomach cancer and everything.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say what's healthier in that regard because
is it really
it's
about-
healthy just how many years until you die? Like what really is?
Is it
healthy?
really about health, or is it more about animal like slavery and shit? The way that you know, like
I think there's levels to it.
There's definitely levels.
100% animal cruelty. Not the
I don't
health.
think they do it for health.
some
But yeah,
people
just
do.
because it's
Some people for
vegan
sure do.
food
Yeah,
doesn't mean it's
some
healthy.
vegan food is not healthy at all.
Remember
people that
Vegan doesn't
Remember
mean
Kevin
healthy.
Smith? Kevin Smith, big time fucking food guy, like ate every fucking type of food and drank milk. And then he went vegan after he had a heart attack, and he just does it because of health reasons. Yeah.
Yeah, it could work for you.
Well, I know that in the original OG vegans, they ate whole foods, but the new school vegans, they all just eat fucking packaged biscuits and shit like that. So they're unhealthy.
Vegan sausages and shit. It's like, what?
So they're still eating processed and like they're not. It's not healthy. It's just not meat products.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I don't know about if maybe a health claim. If there's a true health claim behind it and it's real, I probably could get behind it.
But even then, if you were eating whole foods, it's like whole.
Yeah,
food,
I eat
like,
meat.
like organic meats
like
and stuff like that's all.
But like, let's say a new study comes out and it finds out that like meat is actually bad for you and all this stuff, and then going vegan is the best thing. And like you said, like everyone in this community survive for 100-something years. They're healthy. They don't have any ailments or whatever. I'd be convinced.
Yeah.
Here's the crazy part though. If like all my friends and family eat meat and die at like 75, and then like I only choose to go vegan, but I could live to 140, am I just living without my friends and family for like half my life? Because then I'm like, fuck it, I just die at the same time.
But from 90 to 140, you probably look the same. So like,
Dude, 140, brother. I'd be like, I'm out of here, dude.
Yeah, that's the thing that we were saying. We're like,
King Charles.
if-
Well, that's why you have kids. You live for your kids. You want to make sure you can see a big, happy family. That's the whole point of living that
go
long.
vegan.
If you're gonna live that long for no reason, then fucking just die already.
If at 140, you probably see
Suddenly,
great
huh,
grandfather,
father?
great.
well, so none of the animal cruelty sentiment resonates with you at all.
Nah. At all.
Do you like that? Okay, look, for example, if you could buy regular eggs or cage-free eggs, do you care?
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah, we do.
you know, I try my best because I don't want to get something that's full of fucked up it's harmful, it is unhealthy.
Yeah.
Right? And then so yeah, like, and if they're raised in a way where they're full of disease and they're like zombie chickens and shit, it's disgusting. So yeah, I wouldn't choose that at all.
Yeah.
Word.
Pasture.
I think that stuff's. I care about that.
I care about that stuff for sure. I have to admit, it's not so much. It maybe feels selfish. It's like eating like Kobe beef, right? And how they talk about like, oh, this cow had a really good life and we massaged it and it drank beer and it was like fat and happy. It's like, I'm glad that cow was happy for me to taste a better meat. It's not like, damn, I'm glad that cow was happy.
Just to feel less guilty.
Yeah. Oh, like now it tastes better. You're telling me a happier animal is gonna taste better?
But do you check every time that you go to a place to eat where they used eggs in the ingredients of what you ordered?
No, ain't nobody does that.
So it's only when you buy the egg yourself.
Yeah.
Right, that's interesting.
Because that's the whole point. I mean, that's for us. The whole point was just to
Out of sight,
control
out
what
of
we
mind.
eat at our own house.
Yeah, and everything is like just, you know, in just the way that you have self-control with stuff, you can indulge in everything. Everybody fucking knows McDonald's French fries are not gonna be healthy for you.
Right.
But like every now and then,
Don't eat them every day.
yeah, just fucking enjoy the shit out of it, you know?
You know how monks, like, you can't not accept food? Like if
Yeah,
you know,
right.
if you're a certain,
It's against the
it's
yeah,
against the
you have to
traditional
be
thing.
polite
So if
and
I'm out to eat and they use like caged as shit animals, you know, I gotta eat it.
caged as shit.
Yeah, I gotta eat it. Doesn't matter.
They're warning you,
I'm
sir.
like,
I must tell
I'm
you.
sorry, can I look at your animal practices? And like, oh yeah, they're caged as shit. They fucking are sad. And I'm like, okay, thank you.
We have to disclose that this animal went through torturous methods in order to be
Had a
butchered.
bad life.
Does that make it taste better?
See, exactly.
They got that adrenochrome, dude. That fucking fear drug. Yeah.
Usually, so I've seen, it makes it taste worse.
Yeah. All the cortisol.
It's only the children or whatever that the Clintons eat or whatever
Yeah.
that conspiracy
Tastes
is. That,
better
that's
when
what it
they're
tastes
scared.
better. Yeah.
Wait, say that again. The actual adrenochrome makes it taste worse.
In animals, that's what I've seen. Like when they're like wrought with fear before
Yeah.
like their death type
Yeah.
stuff. That's why everything usually happens like supposedly, allegedly, instantaneously, or like the Kobe beef stuff. Like they're in a state of happiness.
Yeah.
Or it messes with the grain of the meat, right? Even.
The marbling.
Yeah.
That's why you just eat spam. Don't matter how they die, it tastes fire.
There you go.
It's
To
like
be
meat
fair,
sludge.
I love spam.
It's so good.
I love spam. Spam's delicious, but it's also like 1 cube of spam this much is like 2,000 fucking grams of sodium.
That's why
yeah.
you do spam light, so it's only 1,000 grams of sodium.
25% less
Calling
soda,
it light
yeah.
is so funny.
Or just go on a run, dog.
It's also like a spam isn't that also like a choice favorite of like the top 5 fattest islands on the planet?
I can see that.
I think if
Polynesian, the Samoans.
if I were to
Hawaii
be
in general.
convinced, it's it would probably be something about how the industry's so destructive, not only to the health of people, but for like the environment and everything. And if it's not just some like skewed statistics and fucked up shit, like if it's actually something that's like maybe we can improve those industries, but I wouldn't completely rule out meat. Like you can improve an industry and make it healthy, but without it being excessive, you know? Because then like there's a lot of waste too. Like sometimes they have to kill like a ton of fucking animals and just throw them away because the whole flock gets fucking sick or something.
Right.
That's the other
yeah.
thing about the vegan stuff. It's like when they plow a field, like to get, you know, whatever you're getting for your salad or whatever it is, they're killing so much fucking rodents and all kinds of shit like
Yeah,
that.
the chain is still gonna have that.
It's still,
effect,
yeah.
Even the amount of food and water that it takes to like even just sustain an area where you're producing vegetables, there's always gonna be like a cost. But the thing is, I just wish they did. If veganism truly is the better choice, I just wish they did reverse marketing, the kind that makes it look like they have a secret and they're not telling you.
I feel like everything reverse marketing is better.
Dude, Chick-fil-A's Eat More Chicken campaign is really strong. And that's reverse
And
marketing.
then their billboards of cows. Yeah.
It just feels like the overshoot marketing with like kind of like what happens to trans rights. It's like even if you can't argue with them logically that like yes, I would like people to have rights, but the way you're fucking going about it makes it feel like I shouldn't go your way.
Yeah, like I have to teach.
Yeah, it's like why are you marketing it that way? Yeah.
That's what it is. It's just someone telling you what to do would piss me off. So I will completely do the opposite. Because you told me to do it. You should not. I'm doing it right away. I don't give a fuck.
Like a vegan person going, "You're a murderer, you murderer."
Yeah,
it's like, dude, that's how you think you win people over.
Doesn't work. It's like I said, taking over freeways. You're not convincing anybody. You're just feeling good about yourself.
Yeah, it's
Gotta
really
go
the,
now.
I'm actually like, I want to save animals and all that stuff, right? But when I see a vegan, I want to sacrifice a cow in front of them. And I walk around with a cow just for the moment when I meet a vegan, I can fucking slit its throat in front of them.
Bro, Joe, I'll hold the back leg for
Yeah.
you. I'm like, yes, sir. Bless
But it's like,
all.
Even the shit where it's like,
But the thing is, we're gonna eat every part of the cow
Yeah.
afterwards. Okay, it's not just
you
murder.
know it.
even the thing where it's like you're grilling outside and some vegan wants to give you shit because you're grilling out. I'm like, come on, dude, you guys are just so fucking annoying.
You know what my theory is of why they're so obnoxious? Is I think they're so nutrient deficient and they're hungry, that they're like hangry and fucking frustrated.
That's what
a
it
good
is.
selling point. Like, this vegan meal will give you 45 grams of protein, like quality protein.
Like, I can't think of any other. There's not too many other
Tell me
causes
which one
out there where the thing they're doing is locking people into never being vegan no matter what. You know what I mean? Like,
And
the
you're
way they've come
radicalizing
at
them
you.
the other way.
Yeah. Like, the way that they've come at you has now guaranteed you will never be vegan.
It's like reverse propaganda.
It's crazy. Like, that's like, you would think, like, can't you take a macro look at what's happening here and be like, oh shit, we're actually creating more permanent meat eaters.
It's what just happened with the women in sports stuff. Like, because Trump
dude,
just
yeah.
passed that bill saying, like, no, you can't be a man playing, or a biological male doing female sports. I guess 5 years ago, the country was like 10% more likely to favor like allowing biological males in women's sports, and now it went 10% the other way to like 70% people are against it because, like you said, they're just marketing at this shit sucks. Like, getting in everyone's face, calling them a transphobe, or whatever, doesn't work at all. It actually radicalizes people the other way.
Like, in the beginning, everyone does have sympathy, and they're like, you know what, we should give them a chance. And then that's like they fucked up so hard.
It's like we always say, it's very much similar to sales. It could be a better product than what you have. If they send you an asshole, you're not gonna buy it. Doesn't matter what it is.
So it's the person championing the idea. Like, if you don't like that person,
dude, that's what happened when Netflix was just like not Netflix, but Next Shark was. Everyone was complaining about the trans actor in the season 2 of Squid Game.
Oh yeah.
They're complaining about him and saying, I can't believe this whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go watch it because everyone's complaining about it now. I watched it and I was like, dude, it wasn't even.
That character's dope.
It was dope. It was a dope ass character.
It's a great character.
Well portrayed, and he was just insanely good.
Awesome character, yeah.
And here's the thing, though, in the way that they're portraying that character, in the show, people are giving that character shit and then coming around versus that character giving people shit for not recognizing something.
And coming around logically, where it's not like coming around just to teach a lesson.
But also very culturally coming around. It was culturally coming around. Like the grandma's, teasing him at the end of the day, but in such a realistic way. But you know what I'm saying? Him not being offended, he was just like, oh, I'm used to it. You know what I mean? So it's just like it was a good movie.
And I think that's a really good example of that. Yeah. But then like when me and Smack were watching it, I was telling her about like in the 90s, Filipino movies had trans characters and didn't even address it in the story because it's fucking normal. Yeah. And they didn't have to make it a turn of phrase or like there was no hero's journey for that character. It just happens to be a trans character. Like,
that's a really good point because Hawaii was the same. Hawaii, there's hella trans way before. Now, we call them mahus or whatever. But they never made it a big deal. They never said we are this, so you gotta know.
They didn't ask you for nothing either.
And half the mahus and trans are big ass dudes, and you ain't gonna say shit to them. I don't want to get beat up. You just let it happen. I don't know why it's such a big issue now.
That's why I feel like it could be like that, where like maybe there's gonna be a correction where a lot of these things that people got turned off from and started hating because of how it was pushed at them, they could just let things be and it's all good.
Well, there's also everything's like time and momentum though. So like for example, I could at least empathize on the idea that like maybe like in this trans example, like they exist everywhere, but they be down for more recognition or rights or acknowledgement, but until a movement kind of starts to happen, everybody's just like, oh, I guess this is just what it is, and then a movement kind of gets pushed and it's their time to like speak, and then there's just momentum that's built, and maybe a couple bad eggs go so far that it radicalizes people's mentality in a negative way, but like I can understand like a moment that people will stand behind. It's like when like Asians started getting beat up. You know what I'm saying? Like suddenly all these Asian people started being like, yo, like Asians about, and it's like, okay, well, some people are like, how about we teach everybody to fight? And then some people are just like, I can't believe this is happening. It's like, it just happened to be a moment is all. And sometimes like that'll happen, It's not to say that they didn't care or like they were totally docile and fine with it. I think it was just like a moment that like sometimes you gotta try and run with the momentum and sometimes people will make it worse.
The best analogy that I ever ran into in life was that nobody hated U2 more than when they forced themselves into your iTunes.
Oh yes, exactly.
But before that, you just let them be. You didn't think about them. They weren't a problem. And now when you see U2, you hate them.
I hate them.
Yeah, but they probably struck a sick deal, didn't they?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I hope they got paid like crazy.
But they were already like top of the top, so it didn't really matter. But then they forced themselves into your iTunes, and remember how that felt?
I hated it. No, honestly, I was infuriated.
Excellent, exactly. Yeah, you're like, fuck these guys
really
now.
Good example.
But then it's like, but their music, you had no problem with it prior to that.
No.
And they were giving you something. They were like, here's a free
They
album.
thought,
Yeah.
like, hey, here you go for free. And it's like, yeah, I want this on my shit. No.
Yeah.
Did anybody like that? I never heard one person say they liked
nobody
it.
liked it.
I
It was a
never
huge
liked it.
disaster. They never did it again.
Yeah.
And I
It's
was
the
gonna
first thing
send
that
the.
lays every single time you open it.
It was supposed to set a new business model of promotion, and they never went back to that.
Yeah,
they
thank
never even
God.
tried that. Yeah,
Because it was forced.
it's forced. Yeah, nobody
You can't
wants
turn
it.
it off. I think that's the thing is you can't turn it off. You can't walk away. It's forced.
Reverse publicity.
People
Yeah,
fucking hate it.
yeah, bad marketing.
Yeah.
That's why I feel bad that like my opinion probably isn't as, I guess like I don't even know if I really don't like the things I don't like because I've been sent so many bad messengers for them.
Imagine thinking that you're so tight though that everyone's gonna you're gonna give your shit to everybody and they're gonna be like, thank you so much. Like you have to think you're so tight.
That's the funniest thing to me is like they have no self-awareness where they don't even know how to have a conversation and convince
And
people.
everyone around them was like, this is such a good idea. Oh my god, you guys are geniuses. This is brilliant. Oh my god, every single person. And then everyone at Apple's like, this is so tight.
Yeah.
But there's a certain personality that like to attach themselves to different movements, like Just Stop Oil, veganism, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
And there's a type of person that loves,
People who lack purpose.
yeah, like, and they hijack the movement.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they become the loudest proponent of the movement, and it actually drowns out people that's been working fucking years.
They've taken, yeah.
And then, like, some fucking TikTok idiot kid that'll talk about some culture shit, and then, like, they don't even consult the actual organizations and the people in that movement.
Right.
They just kind of say, well, this is my thing now.
Right.
And
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
and I think there's a lot of that too.
Yeah.
Like what happened, you know, with the whole woke shit. You had a bunch of pseudo-intellectuals and fucking idiots that literally hijacked legitimate things
Like
that's
self-appointed
going on.
lieutenants going out to the world. Yeah.
And you know what? If a bunch of Just Stop Oil people took a can of chicken or tomato soup and they threw it on a trans kid, I'd be like, dude, I fucking hate these Just Stop Oil people. You know what I mean? Like, then you could get all these people who are on that side of like this trans people are kind of annoying me lately, to be like, nah, fuck these Just Stop Oil people. You gotta stick up for these trans kids, dude. You can reverse anything. You need a better enemy.
The enemy of my enemy is my
Yeah,
friend.
that's